down. So, I got some time on my hands. So, I already had a, 4-hour nap. So I'm gonna try to, later on, get some rest. But I had some time. So I got about 30 minutes to spare, maybe less, but I wanted to continue to talk about this situation with Josh Giddey and basically a lot of people on the tube and social media are exposing themselves for blatantly showing their double standards. Some people just flat out ignoring this story. And I had some clown on here earlier today trying to say that people ain't talking about what's going on with Diddy. This just like they ain't talking about, like, dude, you really gonna sit up there and try to insult my intelligence? So I ended up blocking the dude because he was trying to insult my intelligence, trying to come at me like I was a moron or something, and I'm not no moron. So come on. But this mainstream media hasn't talked about this. Now, if ESPN does a segment on this will only be because they have been getting pressure from a lot of people who are outraged about this situation, and people have been calling and flooding the NBA office, which they should, because the NBA, and particularly Adam Silver, didn't have no problem dropping the hammer on Kyrie Irving or helping dropping the hammer on Kyrie Irving. John Moran is still suspended. He got suspended for 25 games. I think John Morant will be back in a couple of weeks. But they're downplaying this situation with Josh Giddey, just like they downplayed the Chad Wheeler situation, just like with Sergey Kovalov, didn't really talk about what happened with him, haven't really spoke on what happened with Dimitri Bibble. But if a brother get in trouble, they don't care whether he guilty or not. They got to have this long processed 15 to 20 minute segment about, well, this should happen or that should happen. Stephen A. Smith ain't saying nothing. And of course, everybody's wondering why Malika Andrews ain't opened her big mouth, because Lord knows she has no problem going after brothers. But people are making excuses, talking about, well, he met her at a club and she probably had a fake ID, so that it excuses him, and he didn't know. So listen, come on, man, stop it. But in case you guys don't know, I want to tell you a story, and you can look this up and you can do research on it. Shout out to my brother Torian Rain. Hopefully some of you guys can do a follow-up story to this. Now, in case you guys don't know, there was a rapper out of Houston, Texas named South Park Mexican. I liked a couple of his songs, but he was kind of into the screw music thing before, the screw music thing, but he was very talented, and he was one of the hottest rappers out there. He was making a lot of big noise in the Houston area. Everybody knew who he was. But in case you guys don't know, he has been sentenced and currently serving a 45-year jail sentence for inappropriate conduct with a minor. I don't want to go into deep details. Now, keep in mind, in case you guys don't know, South Park Mexican is up for parole in 2024. He's been in jail since 2002. Yes, he's been in jail pretty much for 21 years. Me, myself, I think he's been in jail long enough, and I think they should let him out. Now, in case you don't know what happened with him, he was sentenced to 45 years for basically getting a 13 or 14-year-old pregnant, I think. I think she might have been between the age of 30. This is a mystery of how old she really was. But here's the thing. A lot of people believe she was trying to shake him down and that he got set up. Now, he met this person at a strip club. Now, how she ended up dancing at a strip club at age 13 is a mystery to me. So he assumed that she was of age. But to make a long story short, they had a one-night stand. She eventually, she got pregnant. Now, what they were trying to do to him, allegedly, according to Baby Bash, they were trying to extort $20,000 out of him. And he refused to pay. So basically, they went to the authorities. He went to court. He was convicted, and he was sentenced to 45 years in jail. Once again, he's up for parole in 2024. He constantly stated that, hey, I didn't know how old she was. Baby Bass said that he didn't know how old she was, and South Park Mexican said he did not know she was underage because she was dancing at a strip club. So for the people that's coming on here saying, well, she might have had a fake ID, there are reports that he took her there. At the end of the day, the man still ain't got no business messing around with somebody that's 16 years old when he's 21 years old, and he is more than capable of getting somebody his own age, or at least somebody that's over the age of 18. Whether the age of consent is 16 in Oklahoma, that doesn't excuse him being and wanting to be with somebody that's not old enough to drink, buy alcohol, or even purchase a legal firearm. So you've been hearing a lot of people just making excuses for this dude. So Oklahoma is the next state over, and they got laws similar to Texas. So please don't come on here trying to insult my intelligence, trying to play these games. So they didn't care that South Park Mexican didn't know that she was underage. They was like, you should have made sure. That was their whole thing. So the same thing with Josh Giddey, which I think he knows. I think he already knew. But the thing is, there's no public outrage. And once again, I'm saying is, if we so mad at R. Kelly and all these other people, then why aren't we outraged by him, by his actions? All I've seen is people try to rationalize and make excuses. So don't come on here talking about, well, he met her at a club. Here's the thing. Once again, the question is, did he know? How we know he didn't get her the fake ID? So allegedly, you got to say allegedly. So here's the thing. If he took her to a club and knew she was underage and he was buying her drinks, he still could be held accountable for that. He still could get in trouble with that. You do know it's against the law to give a minor alcohol, right? You do know that, which the law is kind of hypocritical within itself. If you give somebody under the age of 21 alcohol, that's considered contributing to a minor, but you can lay up with them. That makes no kind of sense whatsoever. So for the people that's sitting up here caping for Josh Giddey, I had to drop the mic on y'all because it was too easy. Stop trying to insult people's intelligence. It doesn't matter whether the age of consent is 16. The question is, good grief, dude, that's still creepy. That's still creepy. Then here's the thing. You could tell that the NBA told the Oklahoma City Thunder, don't talk about this. You could tell that they told Giddey, don't talk about this. Because to me, I believe that the NBA is protecting him because he falls under the complexion protection program. So once again, for the people that's saying, well, maybe he didn't know, so that puts him in the clear, not necessarily. Like I said, South Park Mexican has been in jail since 2002. It's 2023. He's been in jail for 21 years. You understand me? 21 years. I have to be honest, me, myself, he should not have been in jail this long, and they need to let him out. I hope he gets paroled. I don't know what I don't know what prison he's at. I don't know where they have him facilitated at, but I know he's somewhere in Texas, and he's been in jail since 2002. And I remember this too. I remember the trial and everything. Now, keep in mind, the internet wasn't what it is now. Like I said, it was in its early stages. you know, Had this happened now, this probably would be a little more, viral, depending on who decided to pick up the story. But I just wanted to put that out there for the people that's continuing to make excuses for this dude. Josh Giddey should be suspended immediately pending an investigation. He should be taken off the court and he shouldn't be allowed to play until the NBA investigators conclude their investigation. And then after they conclude the investigation, see what happens with this. But based off the fact he didn't want to answer any questions, he said no comment, it's something to it. If he would have said, hey, it's not true and all this kind of stuff, fine. So that goes for the people that's trying to compare Josh Giddey to Karl Malone and all that stuff, trying to make excuses for this dude. So I just wanted to put that out there. I just wanted to drop the mic on you guys right quick. Like I said before, you content creators, you show your hand because you're very, choosy about what you want to talk about. Because like I said, when it pertains to a brother, you guys are always making these videos trying to play, oh, I'm conservative and all this kind of, I call it right down the middle. Okay, well, why aren't you talking about this story? Because at the end of the day, you think nobody don't want to hear or is not going to lead the views of you doing a story about a white dude doing something that may be deemed inappropriate. But black people stay on everybody's mind no matter what, whether it's good or positive or just whatever the case may be. You figure like, hey, somebody gonna listen, because people have this curiosity and people have this urge to want to know what's going on with black people, or they secretly don't like black people. So they feel like when these stories come out, they can vent against black people, knowing that they wouldn't say it in public like Trinidad James once said. Black men and black people is the most fascinating people on the planet. Doesn't matter what we do. If somebody has a story, more in particularly if it's bad, they're going to run with it. And then when we call these dudes out, then they say, oh man, what are you saying or insinuating I'm a coon? Or why are you insinuating I'm not doing this? Because you doing exactly what qualifies as being inconsistent and being a coon. So I wanted to bring up this story with South Park Mexican because, like I said before, he didn't know. A lot of people confirmed it that he didn't know, but they didn't care. They felt like you should have did your due diligence. But once again, he met this person in question at a strip club. Once again, how that person was dancing at a strip club is a mystery to me. So don't come on here talking about, well, they can't really do nothing if he didn't know. Well, they have to run a thorough investigation. Now, I have to admit the NBA got some good investigators. So if they really want to come up with something, if they really serious about this, they'll find something. But I believe that the NBA is in on telling him not to talk about it. So I wanted to put that out there. Anyway, this your boy Town Biz. I'm out.